Well, just like we saw in our first series, V1 comes out with a really good game one. And a lot of it due to the aggression and the coordination that's come up from the team, but this time it seems to be a bit more of that solo and heroic effort from AXB, who's having a wonderful day so far. And I'm going to harass production for everybody in chat to see if we can get an interview with him, but no promises. This is just me kind of applying a little bit of pressure to AXB, because if he ever goes back and listens to this, it's his fault now. We're going to blame him for it. So
I'm
no
okay
pressure,
with
AXB, but
we blame you for the good. We blame you for the bad. You know, you're unfortunately in a position that you are going to take responsibility for everything at this point.
Yep. It's on you now, buddy.
Either way, smiles are tears, all right on your shoulders.
Yep. V1 up 1-0 in the series, you guys. 1 minute in, and looking good. Finds themselves on defense. Need to be a little bit careful, as it does look like Envy's spacing getting a little bit better, and the demos on these rotations back have been kind of the new meta per se. It just seems to be a lot of the focus here. A lot of these players, as they start to rotate through, find more reward in putting themselves a little bit out of position if they can remove the biggest threat as they move in. And you can see exactly why, as AXB going to try to get up here again so quick, immediately blast it down to Gimmick, who puts a beautiful shot, actually able to read that and pinch it down. He's going to go for the boost tonight as he rotates back over to Mist. Immediately challenged here by Torment. Up high as Atomic. Good save, able to read that one, and probably one of the more dangerous places to have the ball. But doesn't seem to be a problem. Torment able to read this one back, bounces up mid. This could be dangerous, goes to the backboard immediately to try to cover it. He's able to hold on and get a second touch as well, so that should be a little bit of relief here for V1. But need to be careful. These are the times where you want to slow it down the most.
A ton of aggression coming out from Envy right now. Both Turbo and Atomic have been completely fine with being that almost double committing. I mean, they're just on the edge of where I would say that it's not a double commit. They are kind of towing that line as they get super aggressive across the line. Turbo gonna finish that one off. Puts them up 1-0, 2:40 on the clock.
Yeah, this is a difficult one. I saw the idea from AXB. Obviously, he had one challenging, so he tries to play it back in midfield to his teammate. But at this point, they're all extremely low on boost. Envy did a pretty good job of keeping them on their half by denying it in the midfield. And I talked about how wanting to slow it down, those are the ones where you force a 50 or kind of a challenge. That way you're not going up for any of these aerials. You're able to conserve your boost and at the same time buy your team some time. So unfortunately for them, Envy does a good job of keeping them on their half and eventually gets rewarded for it. So still plenty of time here, 2:22. Again, a lot of twos here as a massive clear from AXB. And I think the thing I enjoy the most out of that play is AXB doesn't hesitate going up for that second touch. Even though it looks like there may be a block, the fact that he puts himself in a position to at least give them even an opportunity is something that I think is a valuable note of how confident he is playing here. But it can't be all AXB. It's a Gimmick. Low on boost again. Trying to go head hunting. Does get one here in the corner. He's going to try to play this pass down and around. He actually ends up getting the fake for it and draws out Atomic. V1 up on offense. Pass across from Torment, able to get up high. It's going to come straight down. Can he get a secondary touch? He actually plays it around, and if there would have been net there to play with, he would have had a goal. But the offense still here. Good intercept from Mist. Going to allow Envy to play at the other side, but a challenge in the midfield should neutralize.
Yeah, Atomic's really that guy that's just been giving us problems so far in the series as he sinks another one to send them up 2-0. He's that guy that's been in the midfield to be the first one up to try and get out and win these midfield battles, and he's been the #1 coming in on the attack time and time again. If we can, I was talking about it before where I was saying possibly disrupting Turbo Pulsa could be something beneficial to us. Atomic might be the target if we're going to go for any kind of plays like that. Oh, Gimmick almost sneaks it in there.
Yeah, almost a really good double touch there, but a big clear. And you can start to see now as we get down to those last couple minutes, so where teams start to be a little bit more aggressive, trying to figure out how they can get a goal. And because of that, they leave themselves in danger of getting counterattacked because they're trying to commit a bit more. And you can see how aggressive everybody is placed. Everybody past the midfield line. Yes, even though Turbo's positioning is a big problem, he bails them out of a lot of situations. If Atomic gets going, that is what makes Envy extremely difficult to stop. That seems to be the case here in game number 2. Atomic having a big role in that. Is again off the ceiling. Gimmick's going to be there. He's going to let it go to the side where Torment is waiting. Full boost. Ends up clearing that back on target. None of these real threatening. It just seems like they're trying to go for the setup. Another big clear here from AXB. Red well in the midfield. That is Atomic yet again up on offense. This is where we may start to see the demo plays come out. Unless they can play it past, it ends up getting to be a 1-2, but shot not there. Again off the backboard with only 10 seconds remaining, needing a goal. But as we find ourselves on defense and played into the corner, going to be a difficult one here, and it looks like Envy is indeed going to tie up the series.
It's all right. It's all right. We gotta give up one. Couple adjustments here. We'll be able to get it going. But you know, we were talking about Atomic there and him kind of being that issue. As Atomic gets hot, if we can't do something about that, that is what makes Turbo Pulsa so dangerous. When there's somebody out ahead of Turbo that can be that just extremely strong number one, regardless of what team he's been on, he's had that player that's been there. He's that person that's there to clean up if something goes wrong. He's a great secondary, so we got to figure out a way to shut down Atomic so that we can. I think if we take Atomic out, it inadvertently and kind of as a side effect, we start limiting Turbo Pulsa through that.
Yeah, 100%. It's better to make sure that Turbo is kind of scrambling to make those last-ditch efforts. It means he's under pressure, and Atomic alleviates that. When he has possession, he's going for this high-flying stuff. And credit to Atomic. I mean, some of these pre-jumps that he's getting in midfield to deny clears are not easy to handle. So finding a way to keep it a little bit more grounded, and that's where those dribble plays, or more importantly, something like a solo play may help, where if you can take it yourself. And we saw what Torment and Gimmick and others were able to do that in their first series, where Torment single-handedly just won a bunch of 50s and brought it all the way downfield. You got to go for it, but even if he doesn't, it's that kind of pressure that one player being able to draw up multiple is kind of what we're looking for here. Either way, been a hard-fought game here from Envy as they tie it back up. 1-1 in the series as we enter game number 3. Envy finds themselves on defense and played over the side. This is there and is going to just bounce that down as they're taking this all the way down the corner. A lot of aggression as a demo comes out, and good dodge here by Torment. He's going to hustle back onto defense, but Gimmick's already there. He's going to try to play this low and actually takes that solo. So a little bit different approach on that one. Gimmick's actually trying to set it up and play it into the corner for a teammate, and then take his efforts to go demo that last man back. So a unique approach here. I'm glad we caught it on camera.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he had to try and convert it into that. It looked like initially he was lined up to try and do that like last second catch, get a little bit of bump and a ton of speed off the nose of the car as he was coming in to catch it, and it looked like it just kind of rolled slightly off to the side, and I think he tried to convert it into that that play, just kind of dribble it out and turn it into something.
Well, everybody here, we appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in to the V1 broadcast for the grid in week number 1. New iteration of this roster with AXB coming in officially. It's a beautiful save. Everybody kind of exploding on defense from the point of impact. They're able to draw it away. A fantastic 50 from Gimmick is going to bring this back the other way. What could have possibly been an opportunity, just going to back up a little bit and let Atomic make some of these touches. That could be dangerous, giving him the freedom, but it does draw them in. So a good positioning here from V1. Opportunity to strike. Played over the top by Turbo Pulsa, dropped down into the midfield. AXB up again. And just missed. Comes in with a really heavy-handed challenge. Ends up allowing them to bring it the other way. A good read here from Atomic. Is able to play that a little bit slow past Gimmick. But the follow-up from V1 should be able to handle it as it bounces into the corner. They need one more touch and clear it out. This is where it was dangerous last time. This time, though, AXB super aggressive to the ball. It's able to push it back the other way.
Turbo going to try and bring this one up, and Torment able to pick it up and drop it across, but once again, Envy is there. Missed, trying to take this one around, back into Gimmick, into Atomic, to the mid. Turbo Pulsa with the shot. Torment with an even better save.
Great effort by Torment there. Looked like it would have been a dangerous one coming across midfield, but again, we talk about having that brick wall, something that you can always rely on him. Is just having that game sense of being able to go up, but a lot of shots here and a lot of minimal boosts. Going to be very dangerous, but another one bounced out. Could be dangerous here if they can't get a clear, as they're just doing everything in their power to make sure they get a body in front. With that pinch, it's actually going to go completely the other way, so a couple seconds here to breathe for V1. It's a challenge in the midfield. Possession's going to go in their favor. They flick it over the top, shot on target, pushed away by Mist. V1 doing a great job to hold him off.
One of the things on Torment, we just saw him make that great play to get back in and make another save. Those balls, when you look at them, in typically, you know, you're playing ranked play and you're looking at it, you're like, well, there's no chance of that one, and you may just not go for it. There is never a ball that Torment isn't going to at least attempt to get there. If he's going to miss it by 4 car lengths, it doesn't matter. He's still going to make the attempt to get there, and it's one of the things that I love watching him do defensively.
One of my favorite plays of all time with Torment, and obviously we always highlight offense, but there was a play where Torment was left solo on defense 1v2 and just had I don't even know how he made the decision to, but he pre-jumped top left corner and made a save. Like a pre-jump on a shot that came across from a pass. And he just happened to be there based upon tendencies and habits of the other players, but that's just good effort there from Torment, able to play it across and pass one. Let the defense from Envy able to hold on. We're still down to the last couple of seconds, 55 to be exact. As another shot comes in here from V1. They're starting to bring the pressure. Lots of shots left and right. He gets cleared away. Going to try to set up another one here as a big clear from Torment. Up high, forcing a ton of boost usage from Mist. As he throws it right back at him, trying to make it awkward. This one we may see overtime, but it looks like V1 has other plans. Going to just launch this one down on an open net.
Yes!
They get rewarded for it.
Yes! In the final moments, Gimmick gonna punish it. Both teams were really getting kind of over aggressive there. I was kind of watching us get pushed up a little bit where we were leaving a lot of backfield open. But Gimmick ends up punishing the backfield of Envy as all 3 of them in the same situation, scrambling to try and get down the field and get a goal in before OT.
Hit the nail on the head, and unfortunately for this one, trying to see who it is up on top. It's Atomic yet again. Just being in the right place at the right time. He's able to dish it back mid. And even with 2 defenders, that one comes across flying. Because it hits that near post, it ends up bouncing out. So unfortunate there, they tie it up. Good response from Envy, but again, that is kind of how this game has gone and this series has gone. Is back and forth again. A battle between 2 Titans. As a huge junk from Gimmick. What a response.
Let's go. Gimmick popping off here in the final moments. It took a little bit in this game to get us woken up, but Gimmick is alive and well here. 14 seconds on the clock, puts the second one in. Oh, you love to see it.
He may be quiet off the field, but that is the loudest I've ever seen a dunk from Gimmick. He's making a big statement here as it gets cleared downfield. Missed. Double touch opportunity, but already on the backboard waiting as AXB. A big clear into the midfield. But in Rocket League, it's not over till it hits the ground, and he's going to smack that one down. V1 puts themselves at match point.
Let's go, chat. I need some hype. I need some love in the chat. We're getting there. 2-1. 1 round left to go. We want to end this again. I want to see another 3-1. Take Envy out and move on.
You know, I know it's good to come back and let us discuss and stuff, but ideally, if you just want to throw to the hype video after every win, I'm down. You know, I know it's not a plausible thing, but I'd be okay with it.
I'm fine with hype videos forever. Hype videos always. We don't even need to watch the matches. Just hype video. Every time, instead of replays, we'll just have like 3-second hype videos that overplay. That's just like the best goals they've ever scored. We don't need to watch the replay. They scored. Let's watch this other one.
Be so good. Eventually, it's gonna be the Tetris effect. You're gonna go sleep tonight, and all you're gonna hear is that hype video as it plays through your head. I'm kind of okay with it either way.
You know, the garage noise, the wrench or whatever. Not the what is I don't even know what it's called. Never mind. I play video games. I don't use tools. I'm not gonna try and name them.
Man. You tried.
I tried. I started off. I thought I was gonna get there. It's not the case.
Well, good stuff here and a good response, and I think it shows the true merit of this team. Obviously, they were down, able to bounce back, and then a good response actually from Envy. Gimmick had other plans. First, a big open net off a clear. The second one from a big dunk in the midfield, top of the box. So both teams having to fight for it, but V1 out on top. It's a massive touch from Torment. Is able to get that down, almost pinches in.
That would have been so disgusting. Oh my god, I was holding my breath waiting for that one. It looked like he had it for a second there. We don't see these. This didn't happen.
Close your eyes. It didn't happen.
Close your eyes, chat.
Don't look.
Gimmick
We'll have to
got
say,
there, just off of it.
I'm gonna pretend AXB on the defense. They've just been feeling confident that he wanted to give his teammate a smooch for confidence, you know. Be like, you know what, man? Appreciate you.
With lucky goals, man, you know? They're all luck. Oh,
Except
the
for that
touch!
one. All skill.
That's 100% skill. 200 IQ skill level. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I'm okay with it.
We'll take
What
it,
the
man.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Great shot from Torment.
Even better setup as well by Gimmick. That's a tough touch to make. He's coming across his body, and he's able to get enough power on it to actually play it above rather than just kind of a soft loft. He gets some power on that, which makes it awkward for Atomic. Ends up making him set up on his own backboard, which, mistake that we wanted, ends up coming out. So, again, back and forth we go. That's how the series has been the whole time. Both teams fighting for it as Atomic trying to come through and go for a demo, and a good cut from Torment. Able to get behind is what looked like Turbo was going to have a goal there.
I thought that was a goal all day. It was a great speed from Torment and Gimmick both to get back and get in the way of that. Gimmick ends up getting credited for the save, but I think that Torment may have had the touch had it got past him.
Well, as we enter game number 4 here, a lot of pressure on the back end of Envy, facing match point here on out. So essentially an extra life for V1, as you can see the pips now on your screen. The little fancy indicators. It's minimalistic, and I like it. Super clean, gets to the point. See, way too many of these other broadcasts where they go a little bit too above and beyond, and I like the clean aesthetic. It's easy to read, and unfortunately for AXB, not an easy one to read from Atomic. He's got 2 players barreling down at him. Doesn't know which one's going to go for the touch. Either way, he's got to dodge Turbo, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, tries to get out of the way of it. Unfortunately, that opens up the net. Solid play from Envy there. Solid lucky play from Envy there.
What Supersonic really means is all luck again. All luck. Envy didn't deserve that. They cheated somehow. I don't strike it from the scoreboard. I know they won't, but we can hope.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to the manager, please.
Okay, calm down, Karen.
Who do I need in here? Murdy, Corey, somebody get in here. We need to correct this.
Halfway through game number 4 here, Envy up by 1. Big clear down the other way. It's going to allow AXB to play it into the corner for his teammate Torment. And get the 100 boost himself. He's going to backflip out of this. Not ready to go for the touch, but is there for the second. Has a good pass into the midfield. Multiple players go diving for the save. This is where it gets dangerous because Envy has that possession and able to control the midfield. It's going to take a couple 50s to try to break it out. And you can see the efforts here from Torment to stop that from developing. Does a great job and ends up feeding mid in a beautiful shot. So much power from AXB to tie it up.
Everybody getting involved. Torment there gets the touch. AXB on it. Gimmick's there actually getting turned in the midfield in case that one comes back off. Not going to need him, but he's there if he is.
So much power it even makes the stream hiccup. Almost broke the game with that one.
The power of AXB. Breaking Twitch with his shots.
Well fought in the corner here by everybody on both sides. Atomic does end up with the boost. Still going to be under a lot of pressure unless they can get another clear. We saw what happened last time, and that's kind of been the transition of this game as Mist coming off from a high rafter, able to put a shot on target top left and bring them up by 1. But again, under a lot of pressure, you just see him trying to relieve that immediate pressure. It ends up being Gimmick who plays it up into the midfield. So a mistake there, punished. And that's the difference between some of these teams. When you get to the high level, any mistake you make, there will be a shot that comes in that's going to be threatening.
Yeah, and the shots are just going to be on target. They're not wild shots. They are fully intentional, intentional luck. And, you know, misplacement there was disgusting. Oof, almost sneaking one in. AXB tries to sneak that one in and ends up catching the post and comes out. Torment gets a touch, and they're keeping it alive. Need to scramble back to get on defense here. Good touch from Torment to send it across field. Back into the mid to Torment. Shot from Torment. Missed there. Gonna be able to knock it away.
Well, it immediately passed back down to Gimmick. What a good dish to his teammate. You think that you have a time to breathe. What it looks like is just going to be a deflection to try to keep it sustained. It actually ends up being a threatening touch. And again, just seeing what these guys are capable of, the ability to have that coordination. It has to go with the team chemistry for the comms that are going on. This Gimmick going to try to pop that one over. Looked like he might have had a pass to AXB over to the other side, but I'm coming out, Atomic having to spend everything to get over to the other way. And an early challenge and another follow-up, unfortunately beaten out by Turbo. It's going to be on a shot on target, and he's not going to be able to get there in time. Unfortunately, for V1, that is Envy up by 2.
We're going to need all the energy chat here for these final 20 seconds. I wouldn't mind an AXB, you know, goal off of kickoff here. If I can will something into existence. Guess not going to happen since he's going for back corner boost.
Well, it may not be him, but Torment and Gimmick having a pretty good follow-up almost get an opportunity. A little bit higher on that second touch as we get into the last 10 seconds here, game number 4, and as it starts to count down, unless they get a goal here and play into 0 second time, it looks like it's going to be a tie series. I talked about how it was going to be a well-fought battle, so as Envy drops this one down, it's 2-2 now. You go to game 5 where it's all or nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, the situation that I didn't want, we are going to have to see Champions Field. However, there is somebody on the other side who does not like seeing Champions Field as well. So hopefully it gets into his head. Looking for a little extra mental battle against Turbo Pulse on the other side.
Yeah, there is a statement that he made about how when you're on Champions Field, that means you were brought to that moment, which you do not want, because that means there's a ton of pressure on this series. Now, both teams obviously do have the ability to drop down into the lower bracket, which they would like to avoid, being able to win this and then immediately qualify into the playoffs where it's single limb there on out. So a lot of teams hoping for that moment, but ultimately facing both, I think the credit where it's due, as much as we want to be a little bit biased on this one. Envy's defense has been pretty tough to get through.
It has. And also on the same side or the opposite side of that coin, they are getting those transitions into not just overpowering time and time again kind of offensive attacks, but they're getting those quick 2 to 3 reps and shots in and then getting back on defense. They're not overstaying their welcome. They get in, apply a little pressure, see if they can crack you. If not, they get out and they do it again. They have been playing that style very well through these series so far. We've been able to make the better of it twice. Unfortunately, they have got the better of us with that play style twice as well.
Well, for everybody in chat, we've gotten the chess match and an entertaining one at that as we jump into game 5 here. Tied in the series, winner take all. As what was working before, a lot of aggression has been stopped, so they started to slow down a little bit. They started trending in, allowing this Envy roster to move forward and go for the counterattacks. But now you're seeing the adjustment again. Envy starting to back up a little bit after they can't crack, as you said. And now it's anybody's game. This is where it's going to come down to the natural play style, the instinctual play that we love to see. Hopefully we get some high-flying ones from AXB. Did not mean to drop some bars there, but it all rhymed. And that is the end of my time.
I think you have a future as an MC. Oh, Atomic. Once again here, Atomic just being absolute thorn in our side. Gonna sneak that one in, and it looked like Turbo Pulso was trying to get up and just get involved, see if he could get a bump or steal that goal away from Atomic.
Yeah, unfortunate situation there, but again, some of these awkward bounces and then the follow-up. It's what makes Envy so strong. Extremely aggressive play from these boys. Matches, if not, almost surpasses sometimes those like Gimmick. It's a lot of these new guns coming in, man. Kind of your era of the Rocket League scene, seeing all these rival series plays promote what they're capable of. Obviously, Torment, Gimmick, part of the old guard, even AXB a little bit when he came in with it, Space Station. But again, man, a lot of these guys have been around, and even though the game moves fast, quite a bit of history between these rosters that have seen multiple iterations, and obviously Turbo Pulse is kind of the anomaly coming from across the pond. So by the time these guys get to see each other was an international play. Now that Turbo's been over here for a couple seasons now, it feels like he was always here, which is kind of weird to think about how he's been such a solidified player.
Yeah, it is kind of strange because sit there and I just think of him as an NA player at this point. It doesn't really like register to me anymore that like, oh, you know, it was such a big deal when he made that move over from EU to NA, and now he's just kind of a integral part of the NA scene.
First player to win 2 international lands from different regions. Most people haven't even won 1 land, so again,
But in this cast,
stacked
that was
lineup
all
here.
luck.
Stacked lineup, multiple world champions on the stage, 3 in total. I know they want to make it back, especially with this new iteration of the circuit style. A big clear downfield, an
Boom!
immediate turn and
Let's
shot.
go!
How do you get that kind of power with the Dominus?
It's the Dominus. It just it
What a
does these
flick.
things. It's just the power of the Dominus. The boomer 70-mile-per-hour ball off of that kind of a, you know,
He wasn't even moving. He just
he
turned
wasn't.
in position.
he didn't even like normal turn where it's like carrying momentum. He just kind of did a power slide twist into a diagonal flip and just bombed it down the field. I don't know how he got that much power from that position. I honestly don't. I'm confused.
Hey man, we talk about the capabilities from these players. Both 2 players on defense here, AXB and Torment, actually pre-jumped that. Torment took high, AXB went low and on his way back down and ended up hitting him for the save. So a little bit dangerous there with 2 going up, but rather safe than sorry, especially with how fast that one came out. As it's played into the corner, Envy possession and Gimmick getting up nice and early. A shot on target, placed far, and a good save again. There's that defense from Envy. It's been a battle, but cross-field pass plays are starting to work. Unfortunately, the one they wanted there most in Gimmick did get demoed. Something that has been a little bit lackluster so far today. But good efforts here back from Gimmick, able to get up and try to get a save, but low on boost as his corner did get taken. He's going to go downfield, apply some pressure, get in front of the face of Turbopulsa. As it looks like V1 trying to control the midfield. Gimmick looks like he's going to go up high. He ends up baiting it out, and could have been a good pass, but a good touch and challenge here from the defensive Envy is able to push it back the other way. Up top, pinches it down. 1:10 left remaining, tied 1-1 in the series. Winner of this goes into the playoffs, where it'll go to single elimination bracket. While the loser has to drop down to the lower bracket for a last-ditch effort to try and qualify. Big clear over the top, played into the corner, and out. But V1 already there and waiting, ends up getting pinched behind AXB. And now Torment's going to have to bob and weave his way through traffic, as again, Atomic being a thorn in the side of every team he goes up against. The big clears should allow V1 to settle here in the last remaining moments.
Him and Turbopulsa have both just been super annoying on the line and across the box as they come up. Sometimes even going in double to try and clear the line. Again, Turbopulsa going and forcing Gimmick to back up into the box for a second. Torment going to get that clear and that save, but Turbopulsa looking for the double touch, going to be wide. And Gimmick going to bomb one out into the midfield.
Well, thank goodness Torment doesn't have, or Turbo doesn't have any mechanics. Otherwise, that probably would have been a goal. As it is only 2 goals for that boy. Allows V1 to stay with it. Unfortunately, a pinch comes out. It ends up playing the other way. This could be a counterattack. He plays it perfectly over to Gimmick. If anybody's going to hit this, it's going to be Gimmick. Flip reset. Can he get over the top? It ends up pinching over to the corner, and we have overtime.
Oh, I would have loved it to end in that manner. I would have got on a plane in the middle of a pandemic to go give Gimmick a kiss for that one.
Well, the only kisses that we've seen so far is those team bumps on the back end, but another shot coming across. Torment and Turbo both up nice and early. You see him chasing him down completely and alleviates it as a play played into the midfield. AXB's there, he puts it down! They take the win in 5!
AXB coming through when they need him once again, stepping up to the task, up with a quickness, puts it right around the defender, just out of reach, missed, unable to get there. Woo! We'll
It
take
all comes down,
I wanted the
man,
other
to
finish, but this
Torment.
one's great.
Torment chasing down that demo on the back end makes it so that third player is awkward in rotation. So when he spawns in, he's got to jump across, and at this point, he's underneath the ball, and there's nothing he can do. So by dishing it back to the other side, AXB's just got to have a nice touch underneath, and he gets rewarded for it. So again, overwhelming pressure, and sometimes you have to take those risks. What better of a time to make a statement here in Game 5 and to get the victory? So credit where it is due. V1 putting up a fantastic fight. Envy as well. But V1 on top is going to send Envy to the lower bracket. Kudos to them, and still undefeated here so far for the RLCSX season.
This team is playing out of their minds at the start of the series, and it really did kind of feel like we didn't transition well in the speed up difference that it was going
Yeah.
from Xset to Envy, right? That it felt like we were kind of finding our way. We took down game one, a little bit scrappy there. And it went back and forth. But by the time we got into game four, it really did feel like we were kind of at pace. We ended up losing that one, but I felt a lot better about our play on the field in terms of speed and being there to match those balls in center field. We weren't giving up as many just free touches, and they carried that into game five, ended up getting it to OT. And AXB, being the rock star that he's been all day so far, there to get the finish. So,
Well, I'm
whew,
taking a look at this bracket, and with that win, V1 is officially the first team in week one to qualify to the playoffs before any other team. So, pat on the back to the boys, coming out
let's
strong and
go.
having a fantastic performance. Well fought by Envy, and credit where it is due. They did put up a heck of a fight, but V1 is going to go on to the playoffs. So, I'm trying to figure out who they will play. It's the
Plot.
opposite end of the bracket. So, to my knowledge, they will play the winner, if I can do this correctly. Hold on. Let me try to figure this out for you guys quick. And I could be wrong on this one, but I'm just trying to give you guys what it looks like it'll be. I'm pretty sure it'll be either the winner of Space Station Omelet or the winner
I think it's the
yeah, I
winner of
think it
Space
might be the
Station
winner of
Omelet.
Space Station Omelet. I think that's what it'll be. And
Omelet's
Omelet's up
currently
2-1 in the
ahead.
series right now.
Yep. Interesting development there that I didn't catch earlier. Plot Twist took out Rogue to advance, so it's Plot Twist versus G2 down in Group D, I believe.
Yep.
Uh, that's not one that I expected to go that way. I would have expected Rogue to take that one down and have a Rogue G2 matchup. I did expect G2 to make it through Kansas City. That one actually ended up being a closer series than I would have
Just sounded
guessed.
like they were on a drive. When you said Kansas City, I didn't even think about Pioneers. I was just like, yeah, let's see if they can make it through Kansas
It's
City. I'm
cut
like,
off because I have the
I'm
window
like, why are
shrunk
they
down, so
driving
it's
through? Are they in Missouri, or like, are they actually in Canada? Like, where are we right now? Like, what's
I should have
happening?
said Pioneers, but I'm just reading off the screen, and I have the window like shrunk in the middle of the screen right now, so it's only showing Kansas City. It's Kansas City, the city, took a
Yeah.
loss to G2 Esports earlier. Stats though from that matchup that we just went through, the saves, the rock, the solid third man Torment, 12 saves through that series. But AXB, really that superstar all day, being that offensive force that we need.
Yeah, you wanna focus on those guys, and those are kind of the immediate ones, but I'm gonna pay attention to Gimmick on the end there.
Oh,
The clutch plays and the ability to tie it together. I think obviously everybody's gonna pay attention to that pass that came into the midfield where he just flicked it with gusto to blast that into the open net. I still don't. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the replay of that one, but
the power that he.
overall,
Oh,
the dominance, man. The play that they had all together, I think, is what really excites me about this team. Is there is obviously a lot of different play styles and how people want to approach the game, but I'm a firm believer that a three-man clean rotation is required. It is something that you have to desperately have in order for these teams to
I
continue to perform. And a lot of the reason why is because there is going to be certain games where your team does not play up to par. There may be a player who has an off day. But when you're not so reliant on the heroic efforts of an Atomic, it allows you to continue through those moments. So I think V1,
yep.
that last game wasn't their peak. It was a good
No.
game from everybody, but the fact that there is more in the tank for them to kind of reach towards, which we kind of got against Xset, these crazy passes that they just slam down, it still shows that they can grind it out and get a win, which is really exciting for V1.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you can't do a clean Rocket League style play, if that is not your primary mode of operation, I don't know if you can be considered a top team in the RLCS. I don't care if that's EU, NA side, Oceanic, it doesn't matter what region you are in. You've got to be able to do that style of play. And then in those moments when you run into teams where you need to make an adjustment and you see those openings and you can become either that turtle down defense team or you can turn into that.
Right.
There's opportunities here that we can take advantage of. We can win this midfield battle and get these quick transitional plays or create those opportunities for yourself. Those are moment to moment. Those are game to game. The default operation needs to be that you can run a clean 3-man perfect rotation and comms are good and do that. And I think when you can do that and you have that Rock of Torment in the background, I think that elevates you a little bit. I do believe
Hey
that that
man,
elevates you.
we saw many iterations of playstyle in that series from both teams. And again, I
Yep.
want to give credit to Envy. They played extremely well. V1 was just better, and sometimes you have to stomach that. So credit to V1 in the way that they played. A lot of that in numerous facets. You know, Torix heroics on defense. You saw him jumping across the goal to try to make some of those saves. AXB's aggression, ability to create some of these challenges, the fakes that he had early on. You know, things that open up that those game ones, if you don't get that, I mean, you're talking the difference in a series. So again, I think we saw the true chess match of what Rocket League can be. The back and forth, you're going to go for this aggressive play style. We try to match it. Okay, we slow it down a little bit and try to get you with counterattacks. Okay, that's not working. We got to get in your face again and go for demos. Like you're seeing multiple iterations within a series, and we're seeing as these teams have to play more and more games throughout a week, they're only going to get better. So expect a new era
Dude,
of Rocket League. You're going to see these teams really elevate. I think this is a good for early first iteration of it.
the acceleration that I'm expecting, like and I've been here in comparison to you, I have been here a short time within the Rocket League scene and community. Um, but just the speed at which the meta since I've been here has kind of shifted, and we've seen more aggressive bump and demo style play, and that's kind of worked its way to where we are now. The acceleration that we're going to see in players in terms of it's going to be one of two things, right? You're either going to watch teams become extremely disciplined in that perfect rotational play in their comms and their defense to wait for those counterattacks, but on the other side you're going to see some of these other guys come out that are just the mechanical level is going to go up because they're going to see so much more high tier play more often that it's just going to elevate everybody in the league. So I'm extremely excited for the future of Rocket League esports.
Hey man, that puts a cap on the group stages. So as we're taking a look here at the format for the grid, group stage is where we had 16 teams in 4 groups of 4. V1 is officially out of groups. We have gone 2-0, nothing but W's, and
Woo!
we're going to be moving into the playoff stage. So, playoff stage is a little bit different. It is going to be a single elimination bracket now. This is the top 8 teams. You lose and you are out. The first match coming up next is going to be the quarterfinals, which is still a best of 5. And if we win that, then we go into the best of 7s, which will be the semifinals and the grand finals. So, 3 series, I should say, until we take the victory. $10,000 on the line and a whole lot to it. So exciting stuff all around. I just baited the heck out of our production team there by just talking about prize pool, but that's how speedy they are. And credit to those guys in the background doing a fantastic job covering and providing this stream for you guys. So shout outs to them. But again, $10,000 on the line. First place taking 4,500. Second place taking 2,500. And then third, fourth, because there is no tiebreaker, both get 1,500 apiece. The other thing we didn't talk about too much, though, is the thing on the right-hand side of that. As you can see, the points. So because this is an ongoing series, this, as I've said, is week 1. There will be 9 weeks of this. So every week for the next 9 weeks, whether it be on Thursday or Friday, you're going to be able to tune in and watch us go through this. And based upon how the teams perform, they get points. At the end of all those 9 weeks, other than having a chance at $90,000, they also, just $90,000, no big deal, but they also get points. And with those points accumulated, after they kind of figure out all those 9 weeks, whoever has the most automatically gets a bye and a spot in the international major at the end of this season of RLCSX. So pretty awesome stuff, a lot on the line. And I can tell you right now, a lot of people haven't been talking about it. The grid points are weighted more heavily and take priority over RLCS regional events. It's a big
Yep.
deal. So again, we went off to a good start.
It's a much bigger deal than people have made out. I'm actually really glad that you touched on that because it is something that's getting missed, I think, by the overall, because everything kind of came out at once, right? There's the grid, there's the RLCS, it's all new format. So it's been a lot to take in for the viewers. But those points are going to weight heavier into, I believe, seeding and everything as well within those tournaments. And I think that one of the coolest things that Gibbs pointed out to me on the point system, both on RLCSX and on the side
the little
of the
1
grid,
point, right? Is that
if you are the winner, you'll notice that
Yeah.
it was 201 points. Everybody else's will end in 0. So anytime you look at somebody's total score, whether it's RLCS or the grid side, if there is a 1 or not a 0 there, that means that they have won one of the tournaments or won that fall split of RLCSX. You'll be able to very clearly indicate how many they've won. And if somebody goes completely off, then you'll get to see it reset. You'll see the 1-0 at the end, and you'll start seeing them just rack them up. So
That'd be
watching that
crazy.
and being able to see that on the scoreboards live, I think is just a nice little kind of finesse touch at the end. So kudos to Gibbs and the team for coming up with that one.
Yeah, Gibbs gives a lot of credit for that format, and one of the masterminds behind the scenes. So credit to him, and we love him here. Good buddy of mine, and he just bought a new house. So congratulations, Gibbs. But with that said, big congratulations as well to V1. They have won 2 matches already today. We've got 3 more left to go. Hopefully, we can take it all the way to the grand finals, but it is going to be tough competition here on out. But because we are a new organization here at V1, there's some things that we want to talk about. Obviously, first and foremost, if you guys are just watching, easily on the bottom right hand of your screen, hit the follow button, give it a like, turn on notifications, support the guys, and you can do that on all their other social medias. Easiest way to do so is on Twitter, Twitch, everything you're looking for. Version1 GG. Make sure you guys go give those a like and a follow. We would greatly appreciate it. And while you're doing that, go to version1.gg and you can go that on that website. It's got the schedule, it's got the player stats, it's got their history, their bios, as well as some pretty sick merch that both myself and Supersonic have been hooked up with, and we greatly appreciate V1 for that. But I've got Vanna White over here. I think we're gonna go with Vanna. If you want to showcase some of this, I know you got a little bit of a fun one with. I don't know if you have your white tee
Let's
that
see here.
they sent.
This side
There's some
here. I
pretty sick
can't
stuff
Vanna
to
White
do it.
very well. It's no, it's great. I actually love all the merch. And I don't know that you can
It's so
see it through
comfy.
stream, but like the material of this shirt
It's like a
is
mesh kind of.
actually
I don't know.
insane.
It's super lightweight.
It's super nice. It's super soft. Like it almost feels like the material I could use to like clean my glasses. Like it's got just a little bit of that like softness to it. So I was actually really surprised with the quality of it. You know, we've also got, you know, some ones that went out there. This absolute just perfect beauty
I love it.
of a shirt. The trolliness with version 1 so far with these, and
I've
like when
been
they did
loving it, man.
the announcement stream and it just said live stream underscore v1 dot mp4 or
Yeah.
whatever the video format was, and what they've been doing with this, like those are just nice touches, and it's cool to see them do that level of thought on things. So I'm super appreciative of seeing an organization come in this new and put this much time and effort into something. You know, typically you get these a new org coming into a scene and it's kind of like, oh, okay, who are they? Okay, those are the players. Like I'm actually excited about the fact that it's version 1 after getting to meet and talk with everybody in the background and kind of what they're going for. So kudos all the way through to everybody top to bottom on the back end at version 1.
Again, everybody in chat, if you want easy ways to do that, there should be plenty of commands. Make sure to join the community on Discord as well. Exclamation point Discord in the chat. We would love to have you. But with that said, obviously me and Supersonic are hype about it. But what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys another hype video. And after that, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, you guys, the first match of the playoffs of the quarterfinals, don't go anywhere. This is the version 1 grid week 1 broadcast with myself, Lawler, and Supersonic. We'll see you in a bit.